Hey guys, it's Rick Naqvi here, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about one of my favorite new plugins that I've been using. It's Softube Tape. So, if you haven't heard of it, you need to check it out. They've won several awards. They've been nominated. Tons of great reviews on it. And essentially what it is it's an analog tape machine plugin. Now, there's a bunch of these out there on the market, and even some other DAWs have their own basic tape machine type effect. But something that makes Tape really unique is that they're the first third-party company that has actually created a plugin using Studio One's mix engine effects. So what does that mean? What's a mix engine effect? Well, a mix engine effect was something developed by our engineers in Hamburg, and it's a new type of plugin format that goes on a bus. And what it does is when you put it on a bus, it doesn't just affect the summing point of that bus. It affects every single channel in that bus. So, if you have an 80-track session, for example, and if you use tape in any other DAW and you put it on the summing bus, it's going to affect the summing point of those 80 tracks. But when you're using tape with Studio One and you put the multi-track version of tape, which is only available in Studio One, on the bus using a mix engine effect, it's like putting 80 instances of tape plus having it on the summing bus. So it's really like running your entire mix, every channel, through an analog tape machine. So it's really, really cool. Let's take a look at kind of some of the basic controls. So when you open it up, tape essentially looks like a really cool looking tape machine. You've got meters here, you've got a big knob that just says amount. You have 3 different types of tape machines to choose from that they've modeled. You've got tape speed, and then you've got this cool little rear panel that you can click on that give you some other options. Wet dry mix will give you some of that kind of flanging effect that you can get with tape machines, kind of the 70s kind of a vibe. You can even control sort of what type of tape sound you want. Do you want like a stable tape machine all the way to kind of the wobbliness of some of those analog tape machines? You can control the amount of high frequency trim. So if you want a darker kind of a sound that's associated with certain tape machines, you can get that. And then this knob is really cool, Crosstalk. So now, Crosstalk is very important because, again, when you're talking about Crosstalk on a summing bus, Crosstalk is essentially every single channel that is assigned to that bus can leak into adjacent channels, and that's what makes this plugin really special with Studio One. One of my favorite little things about this plugin is this little thing right here, the tape stop effect. Now that in itself is probably worth the price of admission, but even more than that is kind of just some of the different sounds that you can get from tape. I mean, you can go from everything from just kind of a very subtle effect to more kind of where you're really pounding analog tape and you're getting a little bit of edge and a little bit of distortion. So let's just take a listen to kind of a before and after.
Love you like the world's gonna end before the morning. Just one touch is gonna push me off the edge.
Now, to me, it's pretty cool, and obviously, through computer speakers, it's probably not a night and day difference, but you really need to hear this on your tracks because it's the subtle kind of a thing that just sort of brings the sound of sort of the 70s and 80s back again. And again, the integration with Studio One mix engine effects is what makes this really cool and really special. So out of all of the other DAWs that are out there and all of the other tape kind of effects, Studio One and Softube Tape is pretty freaking awesome. So check it out. Thanks.